I was recently asked a question, and it's something that really is on a lot of people's mind, especially for people who may have lost all of their teeth prior to needing dentures and getting them, or for people who know that at some point down the road they're going to need new dentures and they don't have teeth. How do they know what they need to do to make dentures if you don't have teeth in your mouth? It's really simple. They will either do a digital scan or they will do a traditional impression with that putty that they put in, or they might do both. That's what my dentist did. When I went in to replace my 14-year-old dentures 3 years ago, my dentist did both things. She took a traditional mold of my mouth with the putty and did all of that, and then she also did a digital scan. Then she put my previous dentures back in and did a mold with the putty, which was a little uncomfortable because I had the dentures in and then we put the putty stuff in, and that was a lot of stuff just kind of in there. But it gave all of the information for what my mouth was like with those dentures in, and if there needed to be any improvement or anything like that. Then she also took a mold of my previous dentures, and all that information was sent to the lab. But a dentist will take impressions, either digital or traditional, and get all of that information showing the geography of your mouth and what your gums are like and all those little unique things that make your gums and your mouth yours for your dentures. No two pairs of dentures are going to look alike. They are not going to fit the same, so you can't just like borrow somebody else's dentures and pop them in, because somebody else's mouth is completely different from yours. And when you're looking at your dentures outside of your mouth, say you get your dentures before you have your impression or before you have your extractions. Some people do get their dentures because they're made from a different lab than their dentist, and so they have their dentures in hand when they go to their dentist. And you're looking at them out of your mouth. Or maybe you just got them and you're looking at them and they just look weird. They're a little off or lopsided. That's just because that's how your mouth is. It's what they look like when they're in. Do they make sense? When my dentures are out, they are off. I have a divot on this side, but all of those impressions, all the work that my dentist put in shows that divot. And my dentures were made to accommodate that divot. So on this side, the way that they're made, it's a little different. So one side goes up just a little bit more than the other side because it takes into account the geography of my bottom gum. And then for the top, the impressions will take in all of that geography with how high your palate is and just the shape of your gum. So your dentures may look odd out, but that doesn't mean they're not going to make sense when they're in your mouth. So asking people, like, do these look okay? It's impossible to know if they look okay when they're out of your mouth. But dentists have to work with people without teeth often. Dentists and prosthodontists. If you are fortunate enough to live in a state that has prosthodontists, or a country that has prosthodontists in the United States, not every state has prosthodontists. So that's something that is trying to be fixed, but it's a slow-going process. And a lot of people have, for whatever reason, no teeth or are missing teeth when they go to get dentures. Also, when you do go to get your dentures, if you had teeth that you absolutely loved before your teeth started failing, you can take photos of your previous smile and ask if they can try as much as possible to recreate that smile. Or you could see somebody else's smile that you like and the way that their teeth are, and ask, say, hey, this is the kind of teeth. Kind of like when you go to get your hair done and you have a specific hairstyle in mind and you take a photo. You can do that with your dentist too. And all of the information that they get from your mouth, they then plug all that information in and they figure out from your facial structure how big your teeth should be or how small your teeth should be, and all of the placement. Some people may have 12, or I think it's 12 teeth on top sometimes, or 14 teeth, the normal number that most people have. It really just depends, again, on the geography of your mouth. There's nothing wrong if you are missing a couple of teeth. It's not going to change how you eat. It just is how your mouth is for having prosthetic teeth, because prosthetic teeth are not like having natural teeth. They have to accommodate for all the space that is being taken up in your mouth. So there's all that has to be accounted for. But for people who are later on down the road replacing their dentures, which is something that people do have to do, anywhere between 5 and 10 years after you get your dentures, you will have to possibly replace them at some point at that point, which is why you need to see your dentist annually. Your dentist will look at your mouth, see how everything is going with your gums. Do you have any issues with your gums? How are, gum loss and all that stuff. And then they will also see how your dentures fit. And they will let you know when the time comes that your dentures have to be replaced, either because of the way your mouth is and how your gums are and all of that is going on, or just if basic wear and tear has made it to get to the point where you need new dentures. But people do need to replace their dentures at some point between 5 and 10 years after they get a pair of dentures. At some point down the road, they have to replace them. And of course, you have no teeth to do that. So the dentists, that industry, knows how to accommodate for that, because it's normal at that point to be working with patients that do not have teeth. And they go to school for that. They learn how to do it. And while it may seem like it might not be that easy, it's actually a pretty easy process. They have their way of doing it, and they know exactly how the teeth should look just based on your facial structure and all that information that they get from either the digital or the traditional impressions that they do of your mouth, and just knowing what the geography of your mouth looks like. I hope this helps, and I'm going to go ahead and go, and I will talk to you later.